oil leak time. It's time to fix this 29 Audi A4, and we're gonna be doing a couple of things. It's gonna be valve cover gasket, rear timing covers, and the oil cooler housing and gasket. While in there, I'll do a couple other things, but those are the major things that really needs fixing. Step number one is going to be to remove this with a couple of screws, and also all the air box. I don't know for yourself, but for me it's really a mix of different bolts. But once you remove this cover, you have two more T25 here. Then it's going to be some clamps here and here, so you'll be able to pull this off, and this should not be bolted at my knowledge. Now that this is being removed, we have plenty of space. We should be able to reach all of the connectors. There's a couple here, a couple on top. There's a couple of vacuum line also. Some of them are already disconnected. There's these type who are kind of annoying. I just clamp them, put them on out of the way. If not, what else is to do? Here in the front, the only concern is this one. Is the only concerning one. The rest is pretty straightforward. Disconnecting everything that is attached to this. So I've realized that I had some, I don't think it's OEM quality stuff here. So this one was not budging, and I am afraid to break this plastic one. So I decided to pull it off from here, and then I can set it aside and have the space. So this is not a perfect video. I'm kind of stuck on this hose. It just doesn't want to come out, and I'm really afraid to break it. So I am really careful, but kind of disappointed that it's not coming out. If not, I am pretty much ready. Everything is disconnected in the back. In the front, I still haven't touched it, but I'm stuck on this. So if you're in the same situation as me, you need to lift a little bit this before pushing it back, because if not, it's gonna be on the lip here, and well, it won't budge. Once I did this, that come out pretty easy. In the front, I had this sensor doing some problems, but it was fine. Had this vacuum line with two pick tools, pretty easy, and this connector here. I just loosen up with my wrench, so by hand, all of the T30 here all around, and I'm gonna use the little impact just to get them out. So the intake is out. I really like it. I changed the PCV a couple years ago, and I see that here, the thermostat also, here it's bone dry. I love to see this. This being said, I'll go get some rags and cover those holes. We want nothing in there, so cover them as fast as possible. Okay, so the next step is pretty tedious. It's getting those breather hoses out, and oh my god, this is one painful little step. I got this one out, is the easier one because I have more space. For this side, I will disconnect the tank and put it aside. The trick here, if you don't want to spill any coolant, is simply to have this hose higher up than the tank, and nothing should spill normally. For these hose, the trick I found is to use some tie wraps. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pry a little bit on it, and you're gonna slide a tie wrap, and you're gonna do the same thing on two sides, and then you pry the third one towards the last one, and it should pop out. I know it's pretty hard to comprehend, but really be careful. I know they're expensive and pretty hard well to replace, but if you're there, I think you're pretty much at the right moment to replace them. But yeah, it's an expensive little mistake if you do it. Well, this is the result. I did put a little tie wrap here. You really need to be careful this to be higher than the tank, so it's a little bit sketchy, but if it's not leaking, I am happy. And here it is out of the way, so I can have access to work in here. So this is good. I'll also be able to reach down here, which is where I'm going. Well, speaking of being careful, I did a little oopsie. I did broke this tab here. So yeah, I am pretty mad about it, but I think it's not the end of the world. I should just keep this aside and put it back. Hopefully it stays intact. I did note my plugs, and plugs are coming out. So an important thing is to look if there's oil on it, and this one does not. So number one is free and clean. Let's see number two. They're a bit of a pain to get out. Once it is out, and number two looks okay, a bit rusty, but nothing to be really concerned about in my opinion. We are here almost at the end of day one. I just pulled the plug number 5, and we have our first problem here. Not problem, but it's all oily. So there's definitely some seepage here. I do remember a misfire. I think it was cylinder number 5 or 6. So this means that if 6 is soaked, we gotta have an answer here. Well, there's definitely some stuff inside here, which is quite concerning. I will clean it up for sure. I am actually realizing, even if those coils are only 3 years old, maybe it's time for new. I did not replace them. They were new when I bought the car. I don't know. If you look into the holes, number 4, number 6, they look pretty damn clean. And if you look number 5, there's oil. So this is clearly a failure point. So this is going to be addressed when the cover valve is changed. Well, this should be fixed. I am also having a little problem. Well, not a problem, my final solution. For today, my goal is to loosen up the whole cover valve. So tomorrow I will be able to pull the cover valve and straight up change it. I don't want to start changing it and then being stranded halfway there. This being said, those bolts at the back, I don't know if you can see it, but there's another one even further there, is a pain to get to. My little trick was simply to use this little device. It helped. Without it, simply you don't have a space. Go to the back ones. And the beginning of day 2. It was kind of cold and I have a problem, or maybe I have a problem. So I needed to close a little bit the hood so it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have like humidity in it. And I realized when I'm moving the tank, at the bottom I have a small leak, but only when I'm moving the tank. So my guess is if I'm not moving the tank, it should not be leaking. It does not appear to have leaked overnight. So yeah, other problem I have, well, you know what, let me take this stuff back on the side and I'll show you. In yesterday's I had an issue. The back bolt on this side, my socket did not have any way of getting to it. This side I did finagle with what I showed you, but this side just doesn't want to work. So I went to the store and I bought these. Hopefully this should work. So after actually 20 minutes I finally did get that bolt, but it was a real pain. Maybe I was just kind of slow because I just woke up, but that's okay. I will be removing the time covers. I will changing the time covers, then I'll jump into the back of the engine. So timing cover on this side off. It's not the worst, but clearly has seen better days, but I don't know if I qualify that as completely finished. But there's clearly some seepage, so I will clean it off, put the new gasket on, and we should be good. Well, kind of bad news, good news actually. Even if it looked okay, it is hard like plastic. This is not a gasket, this is pure plastic. It's brittle, it broke a couple times, it cracked, so this is a good thing. This means the new one should seal better. So here is the cover valve installed. Just if you do the job, be sure the little thingy inside are pushed. If not, that could mess up your gasket. I did clean the surface here. I won't be cleaning much the cover valve. I'm kind of short on time for this. So yeah, going back into the car. Whew, that was a rough half an hour, but I did drop my tool right there by trying to do the back bolt. So I've realized doing it on an A4 is the worst out of all the Audis, just because of this back bolt. You don't have enough space because of this strut tower. Cool to know. The bad thing is I had to go under the car, so I lift the car, drop, and went to take my wrench. It was a pain, but at least, hey, this side is ready. So it's gonna be a little break from the cover valve. It's gonna be oil filter time, and I just inspected the rear timing and they look clean, so I guess they've done. Like, they're not perfect, but really not worth the hassle to change. So in this case, I will take a little break on cover valve because I know this bolt's gonna be the biggest pain. I did remove those rear hose where I found one that is been repaired, not in the best way possible. So yeah, it's time to attack this filter housing. And as you can see here, there's 3 bolts. They're M8 triple squares and 110 here up here. Well, let's see how it goes. Well, looks like nothing's gonna be easy. I do have those wires that are blocking me from taking out the oil cooler. Yeah, so I'll be needing to disconnect all of this here. I'm able to pull this cable out, so I'm able to actually pull the oil cooler. I wish I hadn't got this to do, but there's a little pin guide here and there's no way around it. Finally, it is out. I need to swap this sensor and this, and it should be fine. I had insane trouble getting out the connectors, but finally those are out in here. The rest is here. I figured I need to take this out, this bracket. I gave up. I just bent it a little bit because I needed like not even half a centimeter, so I just bent it out of the way. I will bend it back, or not even, like, I don't think it's gonna change anything. I did some cleaning here back here. It was really dirty, a lot of oil. Now that it's clean, I'll go back, swap the piece needed, and going back in. Whew, this was not easy. So going back in looks like it's way easier than going out. All the bolts went easy in. I just got myself around bending as much as I want this bracket. The 10mm up there is easy. They're all easy. Even the sensor is pretty easy. I just tied it as much as possible because this one needs to be really tight. If not, now I will be reconnecting these in the back, and I think this is it for the oil filter housing. Then I'm gonna be attacking the second, or the bank 1 cover valve gasket. The only thing I realized just right now came in the mail, the spark plugs for before putting the ignition in, so we're kind of looking good. I also have the oil. I'll do an oil change at the same time. I think we're looking pretty good. and it is off. Clean. Here it is. Let's pull the gasket, and first of all I'm gonna take the new one and put it on top, so I'm sure it's the exact same without any difference. We don't want this mistake to happen, and this mistake happen. Is it not? Okay, it's not. Oof, it's not under. It was on the opposite side. Phew, I got scared there for a split second. There we go. I think that's perfect. Look at this fitment. No need to push it another ways or the other. I don't see any red flag. It's really stiff. Once again, flat. I will clean it and change it. So this is a pretty big moment. The second cover valve is going back in. I will hand tight most of them, and then I'm gonna attack the one in the back, and wish me luck. This might be the toughest moment of the whole process. So everything is in place. The only bolt that is left tightening is this one. The good thing is if you go to the torque sequence, this is the last one to torque, so I'm not unhappy with this coincidence. Even if I don't think it's a coincidence, it's just how to get rid of the pain until the end. I'm getting there though. It's going pretty sweet for now. Let's hope it does continue like that. And yeah. So I pulled the spark plug on this side first, and we have 45, 46, 40. The new ones are 36, so I hope this works, but I actually think this is gonna make a major difference. So actually I did some research, and those are not the right ones. Those are for the A4 29, the cabriolet version, so it's the older V6. So this is garbage. I should bring it back. Thank you for shipping the wrong part. Whew, okay, I reinstalled those breather line here, here, and here. I did a little more repair here. It was working before, so why not work after? I am waiting. My friend is kind of saving my ass with the spark plug. I don't know if I said it, but yeah, the spark plug I got are the wrong size, so my friend is buying the store. The store is closing in like 5 minutes, so hopefully he gets there. I did confirm that they have it. This will make me be able to put back the spark plug, the glue plug, what am I saying? I've lost my mind on this job. The spark plug, then the coil pack, so I can replug everything, and now I am finishing with those bank. I don't think I'll need anything under the intake anymore, so intake stays there, and for my part, well, I'll be plugging everything and torquing them. I know they need to be torqued moderately, not too much, so on it. But the intake is back, nothing broke, nothing. I just need to reconnect absolutely everything, because if I forget something, I am welcome with a check engine, maybe even a flashing check engine. So, a little explanation of the last part of the video. Yesterday, my friend came with the right spark plug, so I kind of rushed in, plugged all in the back of the intake, then put the intake back on, put back this little tank, which kind of sits weird. I do have an issue with it sitting like that. I don't know how it's supposed to sit, but it is not like that. And I had a really small hissing sound from it, and it looks like it's leaking a little bit. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with this. I will look at it, but the good news is the car actually started. Well, actually not on the first try, because it did not run for about 3 months. So I had to charge it first, then it started. It did a couple of weird sounds in the beginning, but nothing too crazy. Then it started working actually pretty okay. No check engine, no nothing, not a single error code. So this is actually amazing on this side. Nothing looks to be leaking from the top, which is not the same story from the bottom. Get ready, the bottom is pretty messy and ugly. I'm gonna be cleaning all this oil. I do have one major problem in my opinion. So actually, let's first address the oil. I don't know if you can see, but the drain plug is leaking like crazy. So I'll be fixing this when I do get the oil. The oil should be here in about an hour, and I'll do an oil change, which should bring this to completion. Here, I had a little pothole of coolant, which brings me to what the hell is going on. I did tell you earlier I had a small thing here leak, but now it looks dry. Here I do have some coolant that is not dry. I don't know if it's actively leaking, because this repair looks janky as hell. I did not do this. Someone has done it before. I don't know what to think about it. But the real thing is, like, there was a lot of coolant on the bottom. I did not touch any coolant in the back, no coolant in the front. So I am kind of wondering what the hell is going on and why is it dripping coolant. Is it temporarily just because I disconnected some stuff, and you know, once it's placed itself, it's gonna stop leaking from purge valve or whatever valve there is? I hope, because for the moment I am kind of stressed about it. One thing is, once the oil is here, I'll change the oil, then I'll test it again together. It's gonna be the start of the car. Hopefully this time everything goes to plan and nothing leaks majorly, because I did inspect it. The cover valve does not leak here, does not leak there. The oil filter housing with a little mirror doesn't look like it's leaking at all. I don't know if you can see. It's a bit hard to see, but yeah, you can take my word for it. It doesn't look like it's leaking at all. So yeah, the only thing left now is to actually put the oil in. We got oil, we got drain plug, the new one. Kind of weird that the washer is not flusher. I don't know. Hope it doesn't leak. If it leaks, I'm gonna be mad. So, almost done. This is emptying pretty good. I'm gonna be using liquid moly. I don't know why. I bought two and they did not send me the exact same, but they do say the same exact thing almost, so I guess that's okay. But yeah, we're going back in with a new drain plug and new washer. The setup is kind of funny, but I needed some balance, so yeah, appreciated some wooden support. So, a little issue here. I did drain 4 liters of oil, but I put 5 back in right away, thinking that I've obviously drained more than 5 liters because it should be 6.5. So now I'm kind of in a stall. I can't see the oil level, so the only way to do is I did purchase a dipstick, but the dipstick is coming tomorrow, so for now we're waiting. So day 4 is a waiting day, which is pretty annoying. There we go, the dipstick is here. I do have another Q5 that I know the oil is good at the right level, but it doesn't have a dipstick, so I'll use this. I let it dry so I can have a good measurement and can compare it to the other one. So for comparison, this is the level. I don't know if you can see it when cold, so let's see on the A4. So here the oil is right beneath the minimum, so my guess is, well, the car did run with little to no oil prior, so this is not the best case scenario, but at least it's not the worst. It does mean I did not overfill it, so it's time to start it again. And there we go. I did add a little bit of oil, then I made it run for, well, I just started it for the last 2 minutes. I will let it get up to temperature. Once it's up to temperature, I will look at the level inside. I will see if I add some oil, and I'll take it on a test drive finally after some time. So first go, it's only on the parking. The brakes are kind of awful. She had quite new brakes before stopping, so hopefully they get back to normal sometime soon. But for now, at least the engine does sound pretty good, so I think I'll be cutting the video here. We might see each other for some brake job if those did not clear, or for some coolant leak if this one does not stop, but kind of looks like it stopped. Thank you for watching and see you really soon. Well, no start and 950 kilometers with check engine. I guess this is for the next video.